Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. It is day 3 of Bookmas, which is absolutely wild. Today I thought we would do 10 before the end. Here are 10 books that I want to get read before the end of the year, which seems like an impossible task at the moment. Over the last couple of months, have not really had much time for reading, which has been really annoying. This is something that I love to do and I make a lot of book content. I've just not had time to read, which should all be changing very, very soon. I am so behind this year, so I'm going to have to make up for it at some point because I have a lot of books to get through. I feel like I've just been buying books and not actually reading any books, which is not ideal. So I have picked out 10 books that I do want to try get done before the end of the year. I did put a couple of Christmassy books in, which is a little bit cheating because I'm going to read Christmas books anyway. But there is a couple of Christmas books that I do really want to read that I have either had a little bit or I've been sent, so I want to read it. But let's go through. The first book that I want to read before the end of the year is Caught Up by Liz Tom Ford. I loved the first 2 books in the Windy City series. I have not got round to this yet, and I don't know if it's like fear of because I loved the other 2 books, or I don't know. I just keep not picking it up, even though I really want to read it. I loved the Windy City series. I originally read these on my Kindle, but I think Books to Door on TikTok had a really good deal for the 3 books. I just really love these covers. I like the little details of like the title being on there. I like the cityscape. I just think they're such a vibe. I just want to carry on with the series, so I do want to read this before the end of the year. Next, I feel like a fantasy vibe. There is a mixture of romance and fantasy in here. Is The Light That Blinds Us. This is one that I should have read by now. I know. I love Andy Theo's TikToks. I think his journey has been incredible. I even picked up the Waterstones version with the blue sprayed edge just because, like, I don't shop in Waterstones a lot. It's not in my budget, I can't lie. I like the little details on this, like the little stone and the sword in the back. But I am very, very excited for this. I've only heard good things about this book, and I feel like Andy will know what he is doing. So very excited to get into this world. Annoyed that it has took me this long to do it, but his next book will come out next year, and I want to have read this before then because I intend to get the next book and read it immediately. Hopefully I will love it. It'll probably get included in a video of me reading it, let's be honest. Andy, if you see this, I did get your book ages ago and I haven't read it, and I do apologise. Not that Andy Theo is ever going to be watching this, let's be absolutely honest. If you are, hi Andy, promise I will read it. Please be my friend. Next, one of the Christmas books that I've included is Christmas at the Borough Bookshop. I think I picked this up in the works, but it has this like glittery cover as well. I love a bookshop book. I'm a sucker for a bookshop book, so I definitely wanted to include this in my December TBR and make sure that I am reading it. I'm a sucker for a cute cover, Christmas vibes, and reading books about books and bookshops. I just feel like it's unmatched. This one is a bit of a chunky one. I want to read The Prayer of the Orange Tree, and there is a reason why I've included a ridiculously chunky book in 10 before the end, when it is literally how many days until the end of the year, whatever that maths is. I did get a B in maths. I'm not completely thick, I'm just a bit stupid, but I really want to include this book in the end. I've heard really good things about this. I know that a lot of people do struggle, but I feel like I am confident in my reading abilities to be able to find this fine. A lot of people will read 100 pages of fantasy, not understand it and give up, but you have to push through sometimes, and I am very, very excited for this one. The reason I want to include it in my 10 before the end is I actually got this as a Christmas present last year from Marky's sisters, along with a Wicked bookmark. So I do want to read this before Christmas because I just feel like, number one, it's the polite thing to do. It is it's a present from someone in the immediate family. It needs to be prioritized. 2, I just really want to read it. Got it for Christmas, let's read it in December. Why not? I did want to read it a lot sooner. I was aiming to read this in January, I think, but then a lot came up and I just didn't get around to it. It is a chonker, 804 pages. Who includes an 804-page book in their 10 before the end? Psychopaths like me. I have another Christmas one. This is Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. I'm reading this just for the vibes. This is for the vibes. Catherine Walsh brings that rom-commy vibe. It's Christmassy. We've got like fake dating. What more could I want? Let's be honest. And it's just a very simple but cute cover. Here for it. I am here for it. Simple as that. I just want to read it. Next that I really want to read is Fire in the Sky. When I was doing my HarperCollins lives, and the more that I was thinking about this book and the context of it and what is in it, like what I'm getting offered, the more I'm like, I need to read this immediately. I have also ordered the Firelight trilogy. I believe this is a prequel, but you don't have to read it in any order for it to make sense, because those came out, like the Firelight trilogy has been out way before. Basically in this, she is a whipping girl to the royal princesses, has to sacrifice herself and marry someone pretending to be one of the royal princesses. But I'm very excited for this. It just sounds so incredible. I'm on the vibes, I'm on the wavelength for it. I have included a lot of fantasy in this because I'm just really feeling fantasy at the minute. Romance has been very for me at the minute. I think I'm just in the phase, which is annoying because this is my like festive reads kind of year. I will still read my festive reads, but I've heard really good things about this as well. A lot of people have been reading this lately. I just wanted to read it. Have Bad Publicity. This was sent to me a while ago, but it comes out in January, so I definitely wanted to give it a read. If it is really good, which it could be, it has the potential to be really good. So if it is good, I want to be able to say, like, I really enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? This is what the cover will look like. This is just like a little ARC copy that I have, and it is like enemies to lovers. It's like a bookish enemies to lovers. Again, this is like a publishing set book. This is books to do with books to do with publishing. Here for it. We'll eat it all up. I actually have 2 ARC copies of this. For some reason, they have sent me 2. I don't know if that's a mistake. This comes out January 2025, so yeah, wanted to read it before then. This is the last of the fantasies. It is Hurricane Wars. It is something that I have been planning to read for a while, just never got around to it. I also have the TikTok Shop special edition of this, which is super cute. I missed out on all of the other Hurricane Wars special editions, but I'm just really excited for this. I'm a sucker for a good map. This is another one that I was talking about on live and talking about what is it about, and I just kind of was like, I just need to read this as soon as possible. So I'm forcing myself to read it as soon as possible. Another Christmas one that I am excited for is Look Up Handsome. This is a male Christmas romance. I'm trying to read a couple more FF kind of romances, a little bit of a mixture of romance rather than just a NF constantly. I love the cover of this. I had to include it. It just seems like really cute vibes. It is set in Hay and White, which is the UK's book town. I really want to go to Hay Festival next year, so this is kind of me manifesting that I am going to Hay Festival in some way, shape or form. I will be there. Bookshop vibes again. I feel like there's a theme of books and bookshops and stuff with my romance picks, but this is one that I wanted to include. Lastly, we have a novel love story. This is one, again, I was talking about online. I have heard so many good things about this book. Everyone who's read it has really enjoyed it. It is supposed to be rom-commy vibes. I was saying it is like Enchanted, but the other way around. So instead of like the storybook coming into the real world has gone into the storybook. And her car breaks down. She finds herself in a small town that seems vaguely familiar, and that is because it's her favourite author's unfinished story, and she feels like it is her job to finish the story However, there's a character she can't place, and he also doesn't want her to finish this story for some reason. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be Enchanted vibes, but flip. A lot of Ashley Poston's books have done really well on TikTok in the last year. There's been The Dead Romantics, 7 Year Slip, but I thought this would be a really good, fun one to end the year on as well. Here's my 10 before the end. Let me know if there's any books that you are really hoping to read by the end of the year. I'm intrigued to see what people are going for. If you are reading any Christmas books that I need to read, let me know, because my Christmas TBR is very much open at the minute. It is fair game. I've read quite a lot of Christmassy books, but happy to add any at any point. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for day 4.